Rare earth minerals are among some of the most valuable resources on the planet, and right now, the U.S. is exploring ways to boost production domestically. We've told you about American efforts to obtain rare earths and why the U.S. currently relies on foreign adversaries like Russia or China for its supply.
China controls most of the global market in these minerals. And the fact that we can't build a future that's made in America if we ourselves are dependent on China for the materials that power the products of today and tomorrow.
But as mineral exploration company NioCorp readies to create a first-of-its-kind mine in the Midwest to solve this, it still remains to be seen how the facility's construction and operation will ultimately affect the surrounding environment. Building the structure in Elk Creek, Nebraska will require drilling about 1,500 feet underground, as the development will span more than 60 acres of land. NioCorp says it's taking steps to minimize the project's overall environmental footprint and has innovated new strategies to reduce the mine's waste production.
We've done very extensive environmental studies of the plant area and some off-site areas. And by doing those studies and doing them up front, we can avoid impacting sensitive areas of the environment.
This includes efforts to limit air emissions, ensuring no discharge of wastewater, and in the company's words, new research breakthroughs that will allow the recycling and reuse of chemical materials previously planned for disposal.
Both the state of Nebraska and the company take air quality and the environmental performance of this project very seriously.
NioCorp has claimed they are committed to sustainability with this project, CEO Mark Smith saying key environmental, social, and governance principles, or ESG, are fundamental to the company's core values.
We're also drastically improving the environmental performance and the environmental footprint of this project. Those are core values for us as a company, and although you don't see those in the economic results that are in the press release, these are pretty important to NioCorp as well.
However, despite these pollution mitigating techniques, the practice of rare earth mining still comes with significant risk to the environment. According to the Harvard International Review, for every ton of rare earth metals produced, as much as 12,000 cubic meters of waste gas are released into the surrounding area. Additionally, every ton of materials mined will also result in 2,000 tons of toxic waste being produced.
The rare earth mining is one of the most environmentally destructive practices that occurs on the planet.
Though these rare earth minerals are vitally important to the U.S. economy and national defense, their near exclusive production by foreign adversaries is in part due to the lax environmental regulations imposed by other nations. In 2016, China accounted for 85% of the global supply of these minerals, but sits on just 35% of the world's rare earth reserves. China employed a series of low-cost, high-pollution mining methods to quickly monopolize the industry, a strategy other countries were reluctant to emulate because of the resulting environmental impact.
Why is China so dominant? Well, one of the reasons is that China does not impose the environmental standards that people in Western democracies justly require for mining, and especially of rare earth minerals mining.
The Chinese government has also acknowledged the existence of so-called cancer villages, where a disproportionately large number of people have fallen ill due to mining-based pollution. To stop that from continuing to happen, China began striking deals with developing countries in Africa, which allowed them to move their mining operations there in exchange for Chinese-built infrastructure. This enabled China to contaminate outside communities instead of exposing its own citizens by trading millions of dollars in national roads, highways, and hospitals to these countries in order to continue its stranglehold on a multi-billion-dollar industry. Back in Nebraska, NioCorp has already obtained all the government permits needed for construction to begin, and the company has gone as far as to showcase testimony from members of the Elk Creek community who celebrate the move.
I think it's going to be an amazing economical boom for southeast Nebraska.
I think it could help everything in the area.
The whole community thinks it's a great thing coming. We hope it works.
Still, many will be watching as the project moves ahead to see how the mine will affect a part of the heartland where the economy is primarily driven by agricultural production.
We have to decide as a country how valuable is a place and is it worth risking for mining.
Thanks for watching. We know that Americans' trust in media is near an all-time low. That is why Straight Arrow News is on a mission to bring you unbiased, fact-based reporting. To make sure that you get the journalism that you trust, like and subscribe to Straight Arrow News below. And to catch all of our content, go to our website, straightarrownews.com.